Southern sweet potato casserole is a holiday favorite with my family. We make this comforting side dish every Thanksgiving and every Christmas without fail. I have a wonderful recipe and I'm going to share that with you today. My name is Mari. Let's get started. All right, so I've given these potatoes a good wash. Put them on a baking pan and lined it with foil. I'm going to bake them for probably 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long they take. I do prefer to bake mine because I like the way the natural sugars in the potatoes kind of caramelize. And I just prefer the texture of a baked sweet potato over a boiled sweet potato. Okay, the sweet potatoes are now done. I've taken them out of the oven. And the way you know that they're done is you just poke it with a fork and it should slide right in very easily. Just like that. Nice, and should be it should just go right in effortlessly. Then you know it's cooked all the way through and nice and soft. You can see here how there's like the juices that have come out, and that's the natural sugars that are in the sweet potato, and it just kind of caramelizes, and this is my favorite way to do sweet potatoes. I'm going to put a piece of foil over the top of them, let them cool, and then I'm going to show you how easy it is to just take the peeling right off of these. The potatoes are now cool, so I'm going to show you how I basically peel them with my clean hands. All you have to do is just basically see how all that caramelized sugar is on the foil. So good. Just give them a good peel, real easy. The peel comes right off. Now the little bit that's left in the peels here, I'll just scoop that out and add it to the bowl that I'm going to put these in. See, this is all caramelized sugar from the actual potato, just natural sugars. I'm going to put this in a bowl right here. I'll show you one more. And then I'm going to add everything to this mix. I'm going to add some butter because that's part of the recipe. And what's nice is that you want to do it when the potatoes are still pretty warm from the oven so that it helps melt the butter. And now this isn't a bad spot. Like I said, this is just from the sugars, the sugar in the potatoes that just naturally occur in sweet potatoes. All right, so I'm going to finish peeling these, get them in the bowl, and then I'll be right back to add everything for you. So the potatoes, this is about 4 cups of potatoes, sweet potatoes. Now I'm going to add about half a stick of butter that I've just chopped into cubes. And the potatoes are still pretty warm. I usually like to let them, I usually like to get it before they're too cooled down, but still where I can handle them. But I think I let them sit just a little bit longer. So, all right, I'm just gonna mix this in. And then I'm gonna put together the liquid ingredients to go in the sweet potatoes. Now I'm gonna add the sugars. This is half a cup of white sugar and half a cup of light brown sugar. Just combine them a little bit. And now I'm going to move on to liquid ingredients. Now for the liquid ingredients, I'm going to do half a cup of milk. I'm just using 2% milk for this. Then I'm going to add 2 beaten eggs. I like to combine my liquid ingredients and seasonings and get it all incorporated before I add it to the sweet potatoes. Now this is about half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. Now this next ingredient, I found this at Trader Joe's. I know not everybody has Trader Joe's. And if you don't have this, if you can't get this, you can just use regular vanilla. In fact, that's what it calls for. But this is bourbon vanilla bean paste. And I'm gonna put this in here and see what I think about the way it tastes versus regular vanilla. I've made sweet potato casserole before and actually put a splash of bourbon in it, which is really good. And I don't even actually like bourbon. So, but it does give it a really good flavor. I don't know what it is, but okay, so I'm gonna do, now this is a little bit more concentrated. The paste, as you can see, it's pretty thick. So it calls for 1.5 teaspoons, but I'm gonna just do a teaspoon of this since it is more concentrated than regular liquid vanilla. But again, if you don't wanna use this, you can't find it or whatever, just use regular vanilla, but you would do about 1.5 teaspoons. Or you could even do a teaspoon. Either way is fine. All right, now mix this up. Oh, you know what, I actually got a whisk. I got a whisk out. I might want to use that, right? Not that a fork doesn't work just fine, but may as well use my whisk since I got it. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and add it here to the sweet potatoes. But this way, all the seasonings, the eggs, the milk, everything is mixed before I even add it to the sweet potatoes. Okay, you know, this already smells wonderful and it's not even cooked. Okay, let's give this a good mix. I may end up, I think I'm gonna use my handheld mixer for this, just to get it really well combined before I put it in the casserole dish and then make the topping. I'll spray my casserole dish. I'm gonna try to get it on the casserole dish instead of all over my counter. That's okay. All right, just lightly coat this with nonstick spray. Then I'm going to put this into the casserole dish. All right. I was going to put this in a 13 by 9, but it looked like that was going to be too big. So I'm just going to use this one here. Oh, perfect. This is perfect. All right, got that all in there. Now I'm going to make the topping. Time for the topping. This is just a couple of tablespoons of melted butter. I do use salted butter for this because I'm not putting in any salt in the topping, but it's kind of a good mix of the salty sweet. And to this, I'm gonna add a cup of brown sugar, a fourth a cup of all-purpose flour, and a cup of roughly chopped pecans. Now we're just gonna give this a mix. Now, this is not a low-calorie diet casserole by any means, but you know what? Most people, or a lot of people, you know, eat this for special occasions. It's, you know, it's kind of one of those decadent things that you have during the holidays. At least we do. I mean, I don't typically make this for during the week or whatever, but it's always wonderful to have for the holidays. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna bring this over and I'm gonna add the topping. You just kind of want to sprinkle it so that it covers most of the casserole. Okay. Spread it out just a little bit more. It doesn't have to be perfectly over the whole top, but, and it's going to spread a little bit as it cooks. All right, that is good. I think I think we got it. All right, like I said, this is done. I mean, not done. I have to put it in the oven. We don't want to eat it raw. But, okay, so it's all in the casserole dish. Gonna put it in my oven, which I've preheated to 350 degrees. And it needs to cook about, I think it cooks about 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes. All right, I'll be back when it's done. Okay, the sweet potato casserole is done. It looks and smells wonderful. And this thing is hot, so I'm gonna put it down. And I'm going to put some on a plate and give it a taste. All right, I got some on a plate. Gonna give it a taste. First, I'm gonna try just the sweet potatoes without the topping, just to kind of get a good feel for what the sweet potatoes taste like. Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good. Normally, I have my husband with me, and we both taste it. He does not like sweet potatoes. No matter how good they are, he just does not like sweet potatoes and won't eat them. Everybody else does, but he doesn't, and that's totally fine, but that's why I'm by myself. Normally we do this together, so. Okay, yes, the sweet potatoes, just the sweet potatoes. So good, so good. I'm not really sure if that bourbon vanilla, I don't know if that made a difference. I mean, it's really good, so I think either one, the regular vanilla or the bourbon vanilla is fine. Okay, now I'm gonna try some of the topping. I've got a pecan on here. This is so good. It tastes like dessert, really. I mean, it could be, but we always just have it as a side. So this is wonderful. Family favorite. Everybody loves it, except my husband. Gotta make this. It's a hit. Thank you so much for watching my video. Always appreciate your time. If you liked it, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, make some sweet potato casserole and have a great Thanksgiving.